Welcome back. We are now in our 29th year of the AIDSWALK. Travis Craddock is here to tell us how to get involved, why it's so important that Southern Arizona AIDS Foundation, or SAAF, continues to put this on, while Laura Alexander is here to share her personal connection with the walk and with the cause. You guys, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Happy to be here.
Travis, 29th year. First, congratulations on the 29th of this walk. If someone doesn't know really what is the AIDSWALK, what's its purpose, and why SAAF continues to do this?
I think in every sense, AIDSWALK is a community event. It's an opportunity for us to come together, show our support for those that are at risk or infected with HIV and AIDS, and recognize that it's still a real issue. I mean, it's impacting not just those that have contracted the disease, but our families and our communities in a lot of different ways. It's also a time where we remember those that we have lost to HIV and AIDS, and I think that's a really meaningful and special component of the day. And it's also our biggest fundraiser, so it's the opportunity for a community to come together and make the services that SAAF is able to provide possible in terms of prevention, outreach, education, but also providing care services for our clients.
Now, and that, like you're saying, this is a very community-oriented walk, education. How can somebody get involved with this walk?
There are a number of ways to get involved. I think the most obvious is to come out and walk. So you can register online at AIDSWALKTucson.com. Even if you're not available to make it, you can register as a virtual walker. You'll still get the shirt and wear it proudly to show your support of SAAF and you know, our mission to promote a healthy and stigma-free society. You can also get involved as a volunteer. It takes about 400 volunteers to put on this community event, which is pretty astounding that we have people that step up in that capacity. And there are ways to get involved as a volunteer before, during, and even after. So again, if you visit the website, you can learn more and get involved in that way.
And of course, beyond this walk, SAAF is always doing things or looking for funding and volunteers throughout the year. So this is, just like you said, a one-day event that's a big fundraiser. But any time of the year, if you guys want to learn about SAAF, it's a great organization. And Laura, I did say that you were going to come here and share a personal connection, not only with the walk, but with the cause in whole.
Mm-hmm. My brother, Bobby Alexander, died in 1994 from AIDS. And it was about 6 months before the cocktail started, and so he really missed out on some of those technologies and medications that are helping people to live longer now. And so myself, my husband, and my daughter Cecilia, we walk every year. I think of the last 23 years since he passed away, we've probably walked 15 to 17 times in different walks, both here and in Wisconsin before we moved here. And it's a very healing process to be part of the walk, to remember him, to remember everything that happened, but also to help those who are suffering now, and that's really important to us, and it's been a huge part of my healing over the loss of my brother.
Well, on top of just walking, you have also gone above and beyond. Tell me about the quilt that's in your lap.
Okay, so this is my brother's quilt that I made last year. So I learned that on average it takes a family that loses someone to HIV and AIDS, takes them about 15 years before they do their quilt block. It took me 22 years to do one for my brother. It's a very emotional process. The AIDS Memorial Quilt is an incredible project. It's the largest community folk art project in the world, right? The panels are meant to be the size of the average grave. Many people who died of HIV and AIDS did not receive proper memorials, and because of the stigma, and even people who didn't want to handle the remains of those who had passed on. So it became an amazing and very public way for people to honor their loved ones and educate people across the world really about the pandemic, because it was a pandemic at that time. So.
Well, not everyone that has gone through what you and your family's gone through shares their stories. Not everyone wants to pay it forward to others. So I think that's amazing that you're wanting to help others that are going through that, as well with SAAF, who is doing everything every day, not only just at this walk, to also do their part. I'm going to remind everyone when this walk is, how they can get involved remember those 400 volunteers that we need in order to make this work. But I want to thank you both so much for coming today.
Thank you
so much.
Absolutely. This Sunday is the annual AIDS Walk with registration starting at 7 a.m. downtown. To learn more or to get involved, please call 628-7223 or visit AIDSWALKTucson.com.